watch it back.
Oh, super.
But
dangerous.
I can't talk. I literally can't talk about anything, and I bring it up every single time. Can't talk about anything without and how crazy you are, other than the door flying by you. That truck door that flies right by you. I think about that shit like whenever I'm like, this is crazy. It's crazy that like this fucking breaking the glass to eat is like this truck door flew by you. Like it was so close. And you stood there and didn't move an inch. Dimitri didn't move an inch. He's a sick. Look at that. That's crazy. An inch. 1 inch was moved. 1 inch was moved. I was smiling at the camera.
Yeah, because in that moment, part of you is
crazy.
like, this is going to be a great clip.
Yeah. My only thought in that moment is did that hit anybody behind me? Because there's 8 people there or something like that. There's like a high speed photographer.
Who else did
crew.
it miss? How close? It must have been close to the cameraman.
We had new cameramen there that day. I had like 3 or 4 high speed guys working that day that I had only used at one time. That I had never met them before. Like this is their introduction to what we do here, and it's my great hope that they're going to want to work with me more. You know what I mean? I'm selling myself as much as they're selling themselves. I'm hoping we forge a relationship because they're like 40 minutes away and they do high speed shit, and Richard Ryan is like in LA. So that door went by them, and the guy just went, "Holy shit!" And I'm just like, "Is everybody okay?" And this. Yeah, but there was.
They're like, "We're leaving," and Gator was like,
"Work with you again."
I got it.
No, no. They were $5,000 a day anyway. It was
okay. And that's something like that's considered a faux pas. In that industry. They consider that an oversight.
Oh, this is my favorite story.
See, that's
I don't know if I can tell it.
Oh, well, yeah, you can tell it. Yeah, but that's not the exact moment.
I think you've told this story on the show.
Zach, if you want to find the clip from the actual video where the gun goes up into the air, like if you can find that moment, but tell it, Woody.
I get so FPSRussia shooting the gun. It's this fully automatic. It shoots big old rounds.
Yeah,
and
right.
I don't know how far does a round go, Kyle. 5 miles.
About 7.5 miles.
7.5 miles.
So crazy. How big is it, by the way?
40 millimeter. The bullet is about as long as your forearm is. It's about if you like 40 millimeter grenade launcher. This is a 40 millimeter anti-aircraft gun. It's made. It was on battleships and stuff. It was one of the smaller armaments. There you go. Yeah.
Can you mute it? So there's a dial on the side near his knee, and I guess you're supposed to hold that while you operate the gun, but he didn't know that. Hopefully I'm telling all this right.
Yeah.
And by not holding it, every time the gun fires, it kind of goes a little higher, little higher, little higher, little higher. So FPSRussia shoots it and they get a really good take, and it's pretty badass. And then after the camera stops, he's like, "Why is it pointing up now?"
Oh, I knew why it was pointing up. I said, "Where the fuck did that go?"
and then I just
see that's
shot,
one.
You
can
see it
see
went
the
up
recoil.
a little bit. And then he's like, "What's over there?" And I think the answer was Nashville or something like that.
It was like horse farms.
Horse
farms.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Listen, I know it's weird because it was like my heyday too, but like I think I would say this anyways. This is peak YouTube right here.
Yeah,
this is like peak YouTube.
So there's a little. So there's I did some editing there, right?
Yes, I saw.
Because the gun barrel went one. It hit the barrels. Then the second shot cut a tree in half. The third shot hit the top of those trees, and then the fourth or fifth or whatever went off into the distance, miles and miles away. But obviously, I edit the impacts of them just like hammering home safely and the dirt berm and everything.
You know that video there, and you're like about to shoot the mannequin, and you're like, "Wait, put an afro on it." They're like, "Why, Kyle?" And you're like, "Shut up and put an afro on it."
I can remember consoling in Kyle. So when I was never as big as you guys, but when I was at my own peak, everybody hated me. There were channels dedicated to just tearing me down, and it sucked. And I remember I was talking to Kyle once, and I'm like, "Man, like it's kind of rough over here. Everyone's giving me a hard time." And he's like, "Here, look, I'm getting the details wrong, but he's like, I'm Soldier of Fortune's unsafe operator of the month." all right, I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, I was they named me the irresponsible gun owner of the day. And so
you're like, that's the point.
So I made a shirt that said irresponsible gun owner and sold thousands of them.
Nice. That's how you win.
I don't know. I lost my hearing. They might have been on something. They were mad about like not using safety gear. But part of the joke initially, especially, was I was using gaming headsets instead of ear pro. And I just thought that was so funny. Like, even if nobody got that joke, it tickled me so much to have. I would have Tritons on and like shooting machine guns, and then the next week I'd have Turtle Beach. I had every headset. I'd have
like
Turtle Beaches on.
Gunner glasses. Remember that era of Gunner glasses?
I wore those. Yeah, that was another like. This is so funny to wear the.
My normie friends
glasses.
thought Gunner glasses were the funniest things ever. Like they saw it once, like Gunner glasses, and I was like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be good for gaming or something." And that blew my friends away. They were like, "What the fuck?"
I have a friend that today in 2024, like we'll be gaming on Discord, and like sometimes we'll have our cameras on, like chatting, hanging out, and like we'll be about to like start playing AOE or whatever, and I'll see him like put on his fucking yellow tinted like
yeah.
And I want to be like, you're such a normal guy. Like,
are they still in business?
Yeah.
I don't think they're
did you ever
gunners,
meet
but,
with those
something
people?
like that.
Me? Yeah. I have a big beef with them.
Oh no! Did
With
they not pay you?
They interrupted him.
No, here's what
Interrupt me
happened. So I'm like 38 at this point or something like that. And I'm in the you remember that $1 million contest they had? I was in the first one. And when you all the contestants got like a goodie bag or something. So we're in this long line, me and all the kids who are, playing this game. And I wait and like whatever, like 6 minutes later, it's my turn, and they're like, no. And I'm like, what? And they're like, it's just for contestants. And I'm like, I am a contestant. And it like non-verbally, it was like, whatever, Dad, you're not getting a goodie bag. And that was that. Like they just wouldn't believe that I was
so annoying about that is all those kids at that Call of Duty tournament all became millionaires. Multi-millionaires, like FaZe Clan stocks and all that jazz, and 100 Thieves and whatnot. And those little fuckers got the gunners and you didn't.
That's why they got so good with the gunners.
So they like later, I was like, all right, forget it. Like I'm no longer a fan of gunners. I'm off. They're not cool to me anymore. And to say they begged is just fucking true. They begged to get me back on.
Right? You made
and I was like,
I don't know if that will suffice as an apology.
No,
I want my goodie bag.
I was embarrassed, and
they're
humiliated in front of Optic
they're like,
Nugget.
Please, and I'm like, no, we will never work together again. And I stuck to it. So I turned
when
down.
I 360 no scope, it's going to be with my own.
You gave
eyeballs.
White Boy 7th Street a bag. We're done here.
No, he wasn't in it.
No, I don't think he was.